In today's video, I want to show you guys how to move items, fluids, gases, electricity, literally just about anything between dimensions using a quantum entangloporter, and also how to use other items like the ender storage or ender tank. And let's just get started, to be honest. Quantum entangloporter, as I said, allows you to move just about anything between dimensions, right? Now, just a quick note, and actually two notes. This is important, so listen to this. Quantum entangloporter comes from Mekanism. So if you're familiar with Mekanism, you will be absolutely okay. Now, another note. If you come to the quests, especially if you're using the ATM10 Modpack, if you come to quests and Mekanism, which is halfway through, so there you go, so go to tech and Mekanism. If you come to most machines, there is a quantum entangloporter. Now, why am I telling you this? Unless you're planning on using more than 2 quantum entangloporters, do not craft 2. Craft 1 and select this mission as complete, because if you select this mission as complete, as you can see, you're getting 1 extra. Now, I'm telling you this because I have crafted 2, and then when I selected the mission, or basically I collected my items from the mission, guess what? I had 3. So I'm telling you this just in case you guys want to use 2 and you don't need a third one. Now, obviously, having 3 will never hurt you. Having 10 will never hurt you because they're always useful. Okay, so let me demonstrate how this works. So I have an energy cube here, and what we're just going to do is I'm going to transfer some energy from one quantum entangloporter to another quantum entangloporter. Now, you can do this between the dimensions. I'm not going to do this between the dimensions because if I show you this, once you understand how to do this, you can literally just go to another dimension and do it, right? So there's no point me traveling from one dimension. I'm just going to demonstrate and you can copy. Okay, so if you open up the quantum entangloporter, as you can see, you have a pretty basic Mekanism GUI, right? So the first thing that you should set is you should set your name. In this case, I'm going to set a name for the main reactor, right? Main reactor could be basically, I would recommend this to be your main grid. So your home network or your base network, somewhere that has constant access to energy. This is important, right? Now, I'm going to show you energy first because once you actually understand this, then everything else is easy, right? Okay, now, as you can see, it also has 102 million MFE, right? Because basically the energy cube is charging. This is representing our main grid. Now, if I come to my other, let's say this is in another dimension, right? As you can see, it shows up main reactor, right? What we can do is we can literally set this. Let me just put an energy cube first on this side. And if I basically turn this on to the main reactor, as you can see, now this is connected. As you can also see, it has 102 million MFE, and magically the energy cube also has been charged with 102 million MFE. So it's actually very, very simple, right? As I said, this is the main reactor, so this is the main channel. You only set a name if you want to actually have a connection, and then anything that you want to connect to your main grid, you just come, open it up, and select it and set it, and that's how it works. Now, as you can see, we have a side configuration, right? So we can actually accept fluids, chemicals, energy, and heat, right? Items as well, I'm pretty sure. Yes, items, I'm pretty sure they'll be in the transporter configuration, right? So let me actually show you how to transport items. Right, moving items around is as simple as electricity, right? So like I said, once you understand how this works, it is very, very easy. So here I have a chest with lots of wood, right? As you can see, the wood is going through a pipe to the quantum entangloporter, and then is basically coming out in the other quantum entangloporter and going to the chest. Now, to do this, you're actually going to need a configurator, right? From Mekanism. So I have a chest, and what you have to do is you have to come to the right side, or basically the chest or the chest side. And if you press and shift and right click, and as you can see, it changes the actual input, right? So now this is normal. And as you can see, it says push. So if I press to pull, it's pulling items from the chest into the quantum entangloporter. And to be honest, that's it. Once you come to the quantum entangloporter, all you need to do is come to the site configuration and make sure you're on items, right? Items. Make sure eject is on, and then literally just basically change it to the pipe, right? As you can see, in my case, it's output to the right. So if I change it to output, as you can see, the items are moving. Actually, you can actually change this to normal, and it is outputting because from any machine, you don't need to basically put it or change it with the configurator, only from the chest, right? And as you can see, it's working. or in rare cases, you might have to change it. But as you can see, it's working, and this is how you can easily move items around, right? Now, also, there is actually an anchor upgrade. However, you can't really use this anymore. It's only available in creative. So if you want to load a chunk, you have to use the FTB chunks claim manager, right? Which you can do through here. This is only for ATM10 modpack. I'm not exactly sure about other modpacks, but that's how you claim chunks in ATM10, because the anchor upgrade is only, as I said, only available in creative. It has been disabled in the survival or in the base mode. Now, ATM10 modpack also contains something called building blocks. I'm pretty sure the mod used to be called something different. I think it was just called Ender Chest. But basically, if you type in Ender Chest, you should get a block like this. Now, this basically allows you to move stuff around with a quantum Entangloporter, and there is also an Ender Tank, which works exactly the same. But basically, I'm just going to demonstrate on the Ender Chest. So the way this works is if you basically have a die, right? So in this case, I'm just going to color this into a red color, right? So this is how you set it, right? So if I do, for example, this, connect this, right? Because obviously we need 2 Ender Chests to connect this. So if you color it, as I said, with red, now if you want to change this color back to something else, you really have to use another dye, right? So for example, if I use blue dye, let's use this one, for example, right? As you can see, it changes, right? So if I open the chest, it's not really connected anymore. If I connect it again, as you can see, they both open, which means they're both connected. Also, basically every single of these colors or every single of these combinations is a different combination or different connection, right? So basically this can have up to, I'm not exactly sure, but quite a lot of connections, right? So basically, if you put, for example, let's put 1 quantum Entangloporter, and if I basically just push this out of the chest, as you can see, it should appear into this chest. I might not, because I might need to push it out. There we go. It will appear in the chest, right? As you can see, right? We can actually literally do the same thing again. Let's see. It will appear in this chest. As you can see, it is right here. The Ender Tank works exactly the same. All you need to do is change the colors and use a pipe to transport fluids, right? That's because that's it. Right, so using the Ender Tank is exactly the same as using an Ender Chest. As you can see, I have just basically connected an electric pump to the Ender Tank, and it is pumping water. So now if I basically change the color of this, oh, they're already changed, right? As you can see, let me demonstrate again. So if I place it down, if I change the colors to red, as you can see, now it's transporting the water. Let's do it again. There you go, right? As you can see, it's filling the water up, and boom, it's transporting the water. Now, using the Ender Tanks is, to be honest, exactly the same as using the Ender Chest, right? So if I change the colors, I just have basically connected an electric pump, which is just pumping water into this. Now, the blue switch basically means it is inputting everything, right? And the red one, I'll show you in a second, basically it means it's outputting, right? So basically, this is just sending the water into the tank, right? As you can see, the colors are red. So let me just do the same here. I'm going to change it to red. And as you can see, now it's pumping water. Now, if I change this switch to red, it's basically just going down. So it's outputting, right? So let me just explain this again. The red one is outputting. The blue one is inputting, right? Right, and that'll be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please comment down below, and if you can subscribe to my channel, that'll be great, as I'm trying to build a Minecraft community, and I basically post Minecraft content only on this channel. I have a second channel that I have started, which is on my main page, so if you want to check that out, you're free to do so. Thank you for watching. Peace.